Hunter's whole model starts with a domain. Give it a company, it hands you the emails. That's a genuinely strong tool for reaching one target account. It is a much weaker tool for building a verified list across 500 companies at once, and once you run the numbers, it's also the more expensive way to get there. Here's what actually breaks and where. Start with what Hunter says about itself. On its own verifier page, Hunter states it typically sees a bounce rate under 1% on addresses its tool marks valid, assuming the sending domain is set up correctly. That's a strong number, worth taking at face value, but it's specifically about addresses already labeled valid. Separately, Hunter ran its own benchmark, pitting its verifier against 14 competing tools on 3,000 real business addresses, and its engine finished with the highest overall accuracy in that test, a raw score of 70% correct calls across valid, invalid, and catch-all addresses. Read both numbers together and the story is consistent, not contradictory. Once Hunter commits to calling an address valid, it's rarely wrong. Getting to that commitment in the first place is where the harder 30% lives. 4 mechanics straight from Hunter's own pricing page. First, every plan runs on a shared credit pool, and one credit finds one email through domain search or email finder. Second, bulk domain search is cheaper per email, roughly 1 credit per 10 addresses, but it still needs you to supply the list of companies up front. Hunter finds people inside companies you already picked. It doesn't pick the companies for you. Third, verification is billed separately at half a credit per address, stacked on top of whatever it costs to find the email in the first place. Fourth, the cheapest plan with real headroom growth is a $149 a month subscription or $104 a month if you commit to a full year upfront. Either way, it renews. It isn't a one-time purchase. Zoom out to the job most cold email teams actually show up to do, not find everyone at Acme, but find 200 VPs of sales across 200 different companies. Hunter's domain search answers the first question well. Plug in a domain, get a clean, pattern-matched, verified list for that one company. It doesn't answer the second question directly. There is no single search that says, show me this title everywhere. You either run bulk domain search against a company list you already assembled somewhere else, or you search one domain at a time. Quarvio starts from the opposite direction, filter by title and industry first, across the whole database at once, and the domains fall out of that filter instead of being the input to it. Same finish line, opposite starting point. It's worth putting a genuine positive on the record because Hunter's verification quality is real, not just a marketing line. One customer testimonial, published on Hunter's own site, put it this way. After switching to Hunter, we saw a 15 to 20% improvement in being able to determine whether an address is valid or invalid. That's a company-side testimonial, not an independent review, so take it as Hunter's own case study rather than neutral evidence, but it lines up with the under 1% bounce claim sitting right next to it. For single domain verification, Hunter's tooling is genuinely good. So what does the domain first model cost once you actually need volume? Quarvio's own published comparison puts a 5,000 contact verified list at $129 one time with credits valid for 12 months. The same comparison estimates the equivalent Hunter cost for 5,000 contacts at roughly $184, accounting for both the find credit and the half credit verification charge on a monthly plan. The gap holds at scale too. At 10,000 contacts, it's roughly $199 against roughly $224, and at 50,000, it's roughly $699 against roughly $897. None of that makes Hunter's product bad. It makes Hunter's product a subscription priced by the seat and the search, not a data purchase priced by the contact, and a monthly subscription is a structurally different commitment than credits you buy once and spend over a year. Our verdict: Hunter earned its reputation as a domain search and verification tool. Reach for it when you already know the company and need one clean contact fast. It was never built to be a bulk list engine across hundreds of companies at once, and its subscription pricing shows it. In the stack we run, Quarvio supplies the contacts, verified before delivery and priced as data instead of as seats. Instantly does the send-in and warm-up. Informail keeps the inboxes and authentication clean underneath. AimFox runs LinkedIn in parallel off the email domain entirely. Pick Hunter for the one account you need today. Pick a data source built for lists when the job is built in the pipeline, not just check in one domain.